Excellent. Welcome. We're fired up right now. We're fired up today. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling, everyone. My name is Geartooth Red Jeff. Oh no, I want to be Mr. Monday. I'm Mr. Monday on here.
You are Mr. Monday.
I'm wrestling on Mr. Monday, Red Jefferson. Yeah. With Hammer, Roy Hammer, and Tammy Kaboom in the tech. We're doing it. Oh my gosh. We got Mose in the chat already. Mose is here. Let's go. Get that gold. We're going for it. The trios titles. We're going for it. That's Roy. Roy. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm still coughing. My ribs still hurt, but I'm okay.
As bad? Is it the level?
It's starting to get a little bit better. I went to a doctor, and he basically was like, "You've fucked up all the muscles in your ribs, so it's just gonna take forever to heal." But he gave me pills for my cough, and that's what I really need.
Okay, it's not the fun feel good pills.
I would be scared of those.
They're scary at
personality.
They're scary at first. I'll tell you that much.
How are you?
That's where you get to hide them for yourself. Just sneak them in your food. You won't even remember.
You know. Terrifying. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. To get full physical.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting the works. I'm going to ask about my moles. I'm going to ask about this weird twinge in my shoulder. A little nerve.
Now's the time.
A little
nerve thing, you think?
A little bit, little electricity feeling things in my shoulder.
Overdoing the beefcakeness potentially.
I don't like to hear that, Roy.
Okay,
I don't like to hear that.
You're doing it the right way.
I don't like to hear that. You're trying to stop me from being peak red.
No.
You're trying to stop me from being beefcake. And no pain in my shoulder, no numbness in my toes will ever stop me from being the beefcake.
Did you see that picture of Becky Lynch? So she separates her shoulder at SummerSlam. She posted a picture today of her with her arm in a sling, just lifting weights with the other arm.
Oh yeah.
So that could be you.
No.
Nothing
Symmetry. I refuse to do anything unless it's symmetrical. I don't want to look like I'm already asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical.
Yeah. I'm already asymmetrical. I have one broken shoulder. Remember the broken shoulder, right?
Yeah, I do.
I got one short shoulder. It's becoming more apparent as I'm getting older.
You think so?
Oh yes, I 100% think so. It's
getting older is really, really weird. When I was at the doctor the other day, I ran into someone I hadn't seen in years at the doctor, like an old buddy that I worked with. He just happened to be in the waiting room. Nothing makes you feel older than being like, long time no see at the doctor's office. Sure. It's like when Macho Man and Hulk Hogan ran into each other right before Macho Man died at the doctor's office.
Sure. That's fair. We got some comments. Meta Sunbro's in the chat. We got Mose. But first, we have to give Mose one of these. Oh, thank you, Mose. Meta Sunbro says, "Fun episode. Enjoy your physical tomorrow."
Yes.
Thank you so much, Meta Sunbro.
Yes. And that is true. Meta Sunbro is right. I thought this was an excellent episode of Dynamite, and I know that maybe we should save this to talk in depth, but I'm going to bring this up now. I'm just going to throw this out there that obviously Triple H taking over creative for WWE has generated a lot of buzz. People are really excited. I didn't watch Raw, but I hear it was good. I saw some clips. But it's also going to be good for maybe business-wise. Maybe it won't be great for AEW, but Tony Khan's got a fire lit under his ass again because these last 2 weeks have been awesome. Tonight's show was really good. Yeah. And it's cohesive and it makes sense and there's things happening. There's forward momentum. It's good.
literally was during the show looking at a WWE careers page for writer, and I'm this close because this is the regime I want to be under.
Yeah, right. He wants work to be fun.
Mm-hmm. We got Tony in the chat. Watch your ears, Roy. Watch your ears. Right, ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, that's not a boom. I wanted boom.
Yeah,
that's not what I.
Boom and Jack. I don't know what he just said.
Whatever. I'm over it. Tony's in chat. Boom. Tony says Team Taz is done. We will talk about this.
Yeah.
We will get there.
Thoughts.
Turbster's here.
Turby's here.
Turby, I don't have my sounds up, but you'll get one later. I'm eating Gushers. The GOAT Kyle O'Reilly was back on TV tonight. LLW is live. A beautiful Wednesday evening.
A beautiful Wednesday evening indeed.
Thank you so much,
It would be
Turbs.
a beautiful Wednesday evening if you weren't here, my friend.
Yeah, and the whole gang's here. We got Hammer Roy Hammer, Mr. Monday Red Jefferson, and Tammy Kaboom. Where's my Kaboom sound effect? God damn it. Oh, God damn it.
We'll get it.
But we got Joe in the chat. Didn't watch live. Overall thoughts on tonight's show. First, Joe, here you go. Hopefully Con Man realizes that exhibition is over. It's time to play the game. Squirrel. Good job, Joe. Mose writes, trench coats are real. Trench coats was real fun tonight. We're going to get to that. We're going to start. And then Joe writes, we need red in WWE. Make it happen, Steph. Aw. Oh, dang. Wrong one.
Yeah, but my thoughts exactly.
Shut up. All right. We have to talk about this damn show, Roy.
Yeah.
This is the who's and what's of AEW Dynamite. Welcome to the show. Happy to be here. Start off the night with Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
Great way to start the night.
Great way to start the night. Great way to start the night. I thought it was fun. I thought there was some fun stuff in there. I did like the trench coat spot. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And it works for the best friends.
It does. We get OC and that's my shorthand, OC. Orange Cassidy and Jay Lethal. They do a little chain wrestling in the beginning. They go up to the top of the ramp, and out comes Sutton. Sutton walks out, and he's acting all imposing, and that's when the best friends come out in a trench coat to threaten him, and Taz loses it. What's going on with his crotch? It's like his crotch, and then he realized what he said. And he's just like, I'm just calling like I see it. It was really funny. It was really funny.
Satnam again, a little rough around the edges, but you just see in his face that he wants to be there and he wants to do his best, and I love it.
Yeah. I actually appreciate definitely having fun.
I enjoyed after the match when they came back down to ringside, Sanjay and him. And Sanjay did like his announcer impression with Jay Lethal, and Satnam was just kind of standing in the middle of the ring, and Sanjay had to be like, "Get over here, Satnam! Come here!"
Well, basically Jay Lethal won this match with his lethal injection, but then Sanjay comes out happy for Jay Lethal and asks, ask for thoughts on Wardlow, asking the announcer stuff like, your thoughts on Wardlow and all that stuff, and he's like, I want to break Orange Cassidy's legs, starts breaking his legs. Then Wardlow comes out and chases them away. Sanjay then says he wants Battle of the Belts with Jay Lethal. And Wardlow says, welcome to Wardlow's world, awkwardly. Like he just squoze that in there and then says yes. Remember what I said about champions? As soon as Tony Khan makes a champion, he forgets about them and he stops caring about them. It feels
that way a little bit, right?
Yeah, it feels like he's like, oh, well, they have the title. Well, I could take a break from them now. That's when you put the gas on them.
Yeah.
Especially
and that only happened recently with the TNT title. The TNT title was really important until the whole like Sammy Scorpio Sky stuff. And then it really started crumbling after that.
The titles are only important when people who care about their storylines are invested. Like Cody Rhodes. What?
That's not untrue.
Yeah. Like Cody Rhodes, he like had a lot of thought and a lot of influence on his storylines.
Yeah. I mean, even like Darby and Miro too.
Yeah. The best champions are like Moxley, Miro, Darby, probably, the people that had some influence on what they're doing and their storylines. If you're not, i.e. Wardlow, just trying to figure it out still, unless someone's guiding you directly, you're going to flounder. And it looks like he's floundering a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, flounder seems like a little bit of an extreme term just because he hasn't had it long enough, and that's not necessarily his fault. But it feels like he beat Orange Cassidy, then was off TV for a couple of weeks. So it's just kind of strange, you know, like, and the thing about it all, going back to Orange Cassidy in this situation, is that, man, this guy just continues to impress me every week, like in a way that he hasn't before. The way he was selling tonight, the way that he was being serious while also still being himself, like, he deserves a little bit better treatment than what he's getting right now. Like, that could have been Trent in that role against Jay Lethal. Like, it didn't need to be Orange Cassidy. And then it's just like another loss of his.
Yeah.
He honestly deserves the TNT title. He should be TNT champion.
OC?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see why not. Honestly, it makes a little bit more sense, especially for me at least. I don't. If they're not doing Wardlow being a champion, does him no favors if you're not doing something with him. Yeah. He does better chasing a championship, and he would do better chasing a championship. If he's going to have the championship, you better have an active thing for him, because it doesn't make him look good.
He just doesn't need a title.
Fighting champion.
Yeah, he doesn't need a title. No. He doesn't. Goldberg also never needed a title either. Like, it's just not necessary. Like, he should be feuding with like Powerhouse or somebody big, and then it's just like strength versus strength, and they can have a Haas battle or something, or like have him fight Big Show. Have him kill Big Show.
Put Big Show to use. That's a great way to use Big Show. We got Tony writing that top rope dragon screw was nice. Yeah. That was a cool move. That was really good. Meta Sunbro says, never expected to enjoy Jay Lethal this much. Jay Lethal's doing good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
When he can just wrestle and he can rely on other people for the personality, he's in a good place.
Yeah. And he's able to show a little bit more of his because he's having fun with Sanjay.
Well, exactly. You know? And everybody's personality comes out when they're with their best friend. So.
Even Satnam. Satnam's having fun.
Satnam's having so much fun.
Is it Satnam or Satnam?
I think I've heard both. So.
Well, we're gonna have to ask someone. Let us know. Tony writes, the pencil is all elite. That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
because they're holding the pencil. That's good. Funny. Brett says, I just can't bring myself to care about the interim title. Feels fake. I guess it's all fake, but still. Yeah, but that's the point. You're supposed to feel like, well, he's not really our champion.
He's not really the champion.
It's interim in front for a reason, and it's going to be a great match for Punk when he gets back.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Big time. Hopefully that's the main event of All Out, but I'm not feeling too optimistic about that.
Yeah, and then you know what's happening right after that, right?
MJF comes back.
Oh, Bryan versus Punk.
Well, you never know.
The beast. Yeah, I'm thinking that's
Kenny
it.
versus Punk.
Somewhat, it has to be one of those two matches because they realize CM Punk doesn't have a lot of the years left, and they want to get these matches in. Bryan Danielson will have some time. He's in the good shape.
Yeah, I think Bryan Danielson, but I'm worried about his head. I think his head is like what's holding him back. I think he's in great shape other than that, and I think he believes that he's in great shape, including his head. But I think people are a little worried about it.
Sure, but I'm just saying Bryan Danielson is in a position to be wrestling for a longer period of time than Punk.
I think overall, yeah, because I think Bryan. I think it's unfair to say that Bryan takes better care of himself. But
he's in better ring shape. He's been doing it for.
He's in better ring shape, and I think Punk. I know nothing, by the way, but I have a feeling that Punk does a lot of like obviously like MMA training and a lot of like that stuff. I think I heard in an interview with Danielson that like he worked out for 2 hours. Like he works out every day or whatever, but there are days when he'll work out for 2 hours and just stretch. That's all he'll do. He is focused solely on longevity and mobility and all, and I think Punk's just focused on like being in good shape.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that like because he's been doing this and because he's such a perfectionist, Punk, like since he's gotten back, he hasn't wrestled in 7 years. He still thinks at times he could do the things he did 7 years ago.
Yeah,
like Punk has seen, like Bryan has known, like, oh, I have to change my in-ring style to become more safe. Right. Punk is just figuring that out now.
Yeah,
and so like when he tries to do that forward flip, the Punk shot lariat. You know, and the fact that he almost breaks his ankle each time, like, so.
Well, he's never doing that again.
Never doing that again. Joe writes, the Wardlow's world catchphrase needs to end. It's not 1992, and you aren't Mike Myers, buddy.
Hey, speaking of Wardlow's world, let me ask you a question. Because it's not Wayne's World that I think of when I hear Wardlow's World.
I think Bobby's World.
Well, I think of Wario, and I think of like Mario Party. How do you feel about the AEW video game having mini games? Like a Mario Party.
I can't wait I want to talk about this in depth on the regular wrestle. But really that being said, the home run derby. Did you see that?
Yeah, in the football stadium, which I think is interesting too.
I just can't wait. I'm very excited about everything that I saw from the video game the past couple days. Yes, great point, Roy. And everyone, let us know what your thoughts are. Mose writes, I am biased to OC. I need a real story of gold for him. This can be his year. It already feels like it has been his year in some ways, or the summer has been.
It would
Orange
be
Cassidy
pretty
summer.
interesting. I thought about this because he keeps losing. I thought about him fighting Pac for the All Atlantic Intercontinental Championship, and him beating Pac at the pay-per-view and kind of completing the circle that is his first ever match in AEW was with Pac. He lost. They wrestled again last year, and it was a draw. I believe it was a draw, and Orange Cassidy got a concussion in the middle of that match. So I feel like the circle can be complete if he beats him for that title at All Out. I don't think they'll do that, but that's a thought that I've had also.
That's interesting.
And then imagine him traveling around Europe with that title. And
that would be a lot of fun.
Other places.
And I know that Pac is a great ambassador for them, but like OC is their star, one of their stars. That would be cool.
Imagine OC going to Japan with that title. Imagine OC going to Ireland, Europe, the rest of Europe. It would be really interesting.
It would be. But after that, that was some fun stuff. Now we're getting Adam Cole coming out with Red Dragon and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
And he says it's story time with Adam Cole, BB. Still not medically cleared. He makes that statement first. And he's talking about how he's a leader, Roy. And I like this. Yeah. I really like this. I hate when he says story time, but I did like this. Yeah. And he starts talking about how he's a leader, and leader wants everyone to get better, wants everyone to be a team. And he's talking about the trios thing. He's just like, since I'm not medically cleared and Kyle O'Reilly's not medically cleared, like Bucks, you can't join the trios tournament unless Bobby Fish is your championship. And then there's like, well, what? Honestly, you just can't physically. And then they beat them down.
Yeah.
Very interesting. They beat them down. And then out comes Adam Page with a pipe to chase them away. He helps out Matt Jackson.
In his butterfly pants.
Helps up Matt Jackson. And then do they fist bump?
No. He just helps him up. But they kind of you unofficially shake hands by helping him up. Mm-hmm. And then there was the really emotional, little hesitation, some tears maybe, slightly. And this was great. This was outstanding.
This is great.
This is how you do it. This is how you use all of these guys correctly right now.
And I'm glad that they didn't at first I was just like, wow, that was pretty sudden. But then I'm like, no, it's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years.
Or a year at least. Right. It's since Adam Cole's been there, that's been the question. And they're just like, if you're not going to pull the trigger, what are you going to do? Make it obvious to the fans that you're about to pull the trigger on it? No, exactly. They're just like, let's just do it now. Let's just do it now.
It's the right call.
No time like the present, and that's a great instinct to have.
And I'm sure next week they're going to announce the brackets for this tournament.
Yeah.
So it's good to establish them. Yeah, thank you.
I love tournaments. I love tournaments.
Yeah.
I love tournaments. And honestly, if they're able to make sure that they feel different, that's my main thing.
Yeah.
Because, with trios matches, they do have the ability to feel exactly the same.
That's fair. That's not, I don't disagree with that. But as long as they just
if they're putting some thought and effort into it, I'm for it because I like all the people in it,
Yeah, of course. Hey, speaking of tournaments, can I tell you one other thing?
Yeah, throw it
about this video game.
What?
You love the tournaments in the video games. Well, the AEW game can have intergender matches, so you could legitimately have a full roster tournament.
I am so excited for that.
Isn't that crazy?
That is the best news that I could have possibly I can't wait for because that's what I don't want. I just don't want that. I don't want it, and it's not fair to anyone.
You don't want what?
And not I can't
non-intergender.
I can't fight. I can't beat China in the new game and face anyone besides just people she's never faced before.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss. I have to face China versus Alexa Bliss. No offense to Alexa Bliss, but China goes after Mark Henry.
Right, exactly.
I want her to beat Mark Henry.
Now you can have a Brody King versus Britt Baker first round matchup.
Yeah. Why would I do that?
Well, you would randomize it. You would just.
I would randomize it. Oh, I thought you were like, why do I want that matchup? I don't want that. I want it. Joe writes, the mini games are going to rule. Bring back the silly fun to these games again. Also, give me a survival mode where you just take on guy after guy till you fall. Slobber knocker mode.
They've
got it. He's there. They can call it slobber. It's his.
It's true. That's true.
There's
a career mode?
if they don't have slobber knocker mode in, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
That's oh man. John Woodmass is in the chat.
Oh, Woodmass is here.
What? John Woodmass says it's Cole time with Adam Bebe story time. I like that a lot. Joe writes career mode needs to be called story time. Missed opportunity if not. We don't want to. No. Adam Cole is fine. He doesn't need that.
Yeah.
But I do think slobber knocker.
Bring back slobber knocker.
We have to move on though, Roy. Oh man.
Yeah, absolutely. We do. We sure do.
Jeez. Moxley's in the back. Have you heard of him?
Hey, I heard John Moxley was in the back. Was he there? Was
Jonathan Moxley.
Wearing a white t-shirt too.
Yeah, not in the front.
Coincidence? I think not.
John Moxley. He's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, it's going to be the last survivor of the Heart Dungeon tonight versus the first surviving member of the Blackpool Combat Club. And he's just like, you know what? I just don't care who wins. I don't care who wins because it's going to be the same. I don't care if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He just keeps going. And he says he's going to do whatever it takes. And I like this little promo. I thought it was fun.
I love Moxley's backstage promos. They're the best in the biz.
They really
he doesn't give a fuck. But he also is able to stay on track a little bit better than most. So,
like, because there are other people that don't give a fuck.
Whoa. Tonight's was good.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to talk about it. Let's talk about how good it is. But
Moxley, good things in that promo.
You better sign it. Sign it.
Come on, brother.
You got a contract? I'm gonna send you.
I love that he was like, "What I don't get to look at the TV and look stupid."
He just does everything for way too long.
Yeah, they really kept the camera on him too at the end, and he just kept staring.
And he's just like, I was waiting for him to be like, "Okay, I'll break right now if you want me to."
I was waiting for that too.
That's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
And he's staring at the camera, waiting for it to turn off. Is sports entertainment.
But Eddie Kingston is sports entertainment. In so many ways.
He's 100% sports entertainment. Everything he says is sports entertainment.
I regret saying that immediately.
Thank you so much. I am so happy that you said it. What? Squirrel. Tony says big props to Mance Warner. He gets a 15 minutes of fame on TV. He faces Moxley on Rampage.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. I have some questions about Mance that I hope you can answer.
I hope so too.
In the back, though, here's something that we can't answer. Christian is in the back with Tony Schiavone, and Jungle Boy tries to kill both of them.
I do love that he said that, the Tony Schiavone. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about the Young Bucks and Hangman. Did you hear Excalibur refer to Hangman and the Young Bucks as the Hung Bucks? I think that's really great.
Say what?
I think that's great.
That's what I don't have. Of course, when I really want that one sound, you son of a bitch. There we go. Oh, son of a bitch. Joe writes, to be realistic to the real AEW experience with this game, you should be restricted to one women's match per event. Also, you can't play women in story mode. A true to life AEW experience. Well, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny because it's true.
That is funny, but another thing, whatever. We'll get into it.
We're gonna get into it. That's very funny. That's a good job, Joe. Here you go. Okay. All right. So yeah, he almost kills Tony. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I thought it was like fine. I mean, Jungle Boy is just trying to be. I'm intense now. Hey, did you hear that? I'm intense.
He went from 0 to 60, kid. He's like,
well, he's talking about his dead dad. I'd go to 0 to 62.
By killing someone innocent.
Yeah, Tony even called it out too when they cut back to the announcers. He was like, "I almost killed me earlier."
Next up, we have a tag team match here. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus Thunderstorm.
Yo, banger of the night. This match ruled.
Great match, and honestly, like, all these women work super hard, but Thunder Rosa, when she's around people that are trying to outdo her, she puts it in second gear. She's just like, pissed. Oh shit, I gotta be amazing right now. Yeah. And she just becomes the best person in the match.
You thought she was the best person in the match?
Kinda.
I thought it was Jamie Hayter. I thought Jamie Hayter was
Jamie Hayter did
awesome.
It was those two, honestly.
Yeah.
It was those two. It was their match. And Britt kind of rested on laurels. I felt like Tony felt a little intimidated.
You think so?
I think so. I think it got in her head a little bit. She's someone that like gets more steam as she keeps going forward, and so she's like her first singles match, she was not confident at all.
Right.
And then she became more and more confident. Now a tag match with a bunch of like all-stars, I felt like she got a little lost in the shuffle. But that's not. She's gonna bounce back.
Oh, she's definitely gonna bounce back. And I also think this match is a byproduct of Triple H being in charge of creative. Because Tony knows if there's one thing Triple H is going to do that's the best of all the things that he could possibly do, he's going to put more focus on the women's division, give them more time to have better matches, and he's going to get the best wrestlers who are women a lot of spotlight. So Tony's like, well, fuck. My, like, women's block from, 9:15 to 9:45 isn't good enough anymore. I've got to start changing things up. And Britt Baker put that thing out publicly. I don't know what interview it was with, where she was like, she said something like, stop making the women's segments on Dynamite the lowest rated segments of the show. But like, if you know when it's going to be and it's the same three people and it doesn't ultimately matter and you're not telling any stories, it's going to be the lowest rated segment. And it's not the fault of the women. It's the fault of the creative. So changing it up, moving it to the first hour, giving them plenty of time, that match fucking ruled. They need to keep doing that. They need to keep building. They need to keep like changing things up. Because whatever. I could keep going. I'll stop.
No, I think that's great. And honestly, it showed on SummerSlam and on Raw. SummerSlam had a lot of women, like heavy women's moments. And also Raw Bailey. Was half and half.
Was it?
Raw was almost half and half.
I watched Raw.
I watched a lot of it. Yes.
Nice.
Ciampa, like it's just like change has happened. It's there.
I agree.
Tony writes, Hung Bucks was the trio's name in Ring of Honor. Is that true?
Oh, that's cool.
That's really good. Mose writes, Jack and Mercedes. Odd. Jack and Mercedes.
Oh, Jungle Boy Jack Perry riding a Mercedes. Was he driving a Mercedes?
Was he driving a Mercedes?
Yeah.
Don't like that. Good call out, Mose. Good call out.
I bought a car yesterday. Wasn't a Mercedes.
A Mercedes?
It wasn't a Mercedes.
What'd you get?
Well, I put down a deposit on a car. It's going to take forever for it to show up. The most basic Toyota car I could possibly find. That's what Jungle Boy should be driving.
An international vehicle.
Yeah, an international vehicle.
Exotic.
Yeah.
Exotic car. Wow. An exotic car from the Far East. That's amazing.
Far East.
I was about. Okay, I was say. John Busman says some say Tripp started the AEW Women's Revolution, and he did. China. Mose writes, "Hater is a sloth." He started it.
The AEW Women's Revolution.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I thought you meant the Women's Revolution. I was joking about China, but also it didn't make sense to what you said because I missed AEW even when I said it. Even when I said it. Hi, John's in the chat.
John, hey buddy.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Mose writes, Hater is a sloth. So overrated with super strong nonsense.
Whoa.
Stat would slap that cheek. We don't like that here, Mose. None of that cheek nonsense.
Hold on a second. What?
Yeah, Mose, we love you. We love you, Mose.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, God damn it.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, Mose, you really earned that one. She's great. Jamie Hayter's great.
Jamie Hayter's great.
She's a bruiser.
Yeah, she's a bruiser.
She's a bruiser. She's not a Haas.
I will say, Mose has not made a good point, but brings up an interesting matchup. Her versus Stat would be very cool.
Oh, I would love to see them slap each other. Fucking go to town.
Go to town.
Tony writes, Statlander is so underrated too.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. But also she should never talk. I do not trust her to talk.
She
said some weird things. She said some weird things. She said some questionable things.
Gotta find her voice.
I guess I know why I'm not in a tag. Jesus Christ.
Also, I want to shout out. I want to take the second to shout out.
Make her a baddie.
Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter's gear. Their matching tag team gear. Excellent. The colors, the blue.
I missed that. I don't think I noticed it.
Oh, it was awesome. It was so cool. I love when a tag team that's not officially a tag team has matching gear.
Britt stole all of Ricky Stark's tight ideas, and now they're hers.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, but I think it's more fun to say it that way. Brooklyn Bleak is in the chat. Did we say hi to Brooklyn Bleak yet? Bleak. Boop, 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 boop.
That's a good one.
Brooklyn Bleak says, did you see the new AEW show name that was put up for copyright?
I did see that.
What is it?
All Elite Women.
Okay.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it looks like, but they did copyright that term.
As a show?
You know when you
because that
copyright something and it's like for these purposes, and it wasn't like for show purposes, but it was for like production purposes, something.
Yeah, but like, you know how WWE did the WB Divas, you know, like they're just trying to coin, like, we don't call our women divas, they're women, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. I think
that might be a thing.
Something on the horizon, whether it's a one-off show or a YouTube show or something. I think there's something happening. They have to. They really have no choice.
Yeah. Joe writes, Raw is Ciampa. Bring on Gargano. They're in Cleveland soon. Yeah, I think that's great.
Joe's just such a fucking mark for the WWE.
No, he loves NXT, and I get it.
I get that too.
Then why are you getting mad?
Huh?
It's Britney, bitch.
Tony writes, Toyota can't go wrong, Roy. Good pick.
Thank you, Tony. I needed that positive reinforcement. That's what my horn sounds like. I tried the horn.
You should get that installed. Brooklyn Bleak says possibly an all-women show. We'll see.
I'm open
it's
to
very
it.
Interesting.
Also, Joe, I'm sorry I called you Mark. That's really mean and mean-spirited.
No, Roy wants to fight and Joe wants to fight too. I love it. Let's get it going. Honestly, I should make Joe in the fucking game, and we should all have it. I still have to make us. I still haven't made us.
Well, you should save it for the AEW game. See how their creation suite is.
It's gonna be a lot easier, and I can't wait. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I one of the thing is when you have too much control over the creator wrestler, it kind of makes you feel stupid.
Oh, it's exhausting too.
I spent like for mine, hour and a half.
Too much.
Hour and a half.
Just on the body?
I didn't even do the moveset yet. The moveset's another hour and a half. Because there's so many options. How do you get in the ring when you're on the apron? How do you get in the ring when you're jumping in from
Especially if you're trying to make it realistic, that takes it even longer.
I do everything.
I'm just like, give me all the big power moves you could possibly do.
I made your moveset though.
You made my moveset?
Oh, that's the first thing I made is your moveset and Moet's moveset.
What's my finisher? Diamond cutter?
It might be a diamond cutter or a super kick. You do super kicks. No, super kick is like kind of like you're a super kick party.
Yeah,
for sure.
I try to be. I can't pick anybody up.
You're a real super kick party. No, you've kicked me. You gave 2 super kicks.
Gotcha.
Where are we here? John writes, Mose, I'm gonna need you to lay off the haterade. Woohoo, honk.
We're flying loose tonight, boys.
Mose goes, ha 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 ha. We're all friends. We're all friends
here.
Mose says, I have to be a fly in the ointment. Squish. I wish I had a squish sound effect.
Play fart noise. I mean,
that's not a squish.
Yeah.
Oh, that does sound like you're sticking your fingers in gack. Brooklyn Bleak says Statlander's Hey EW interview was so weird but great.
So fun. I went on a Hey EW kick last week, and the FTR one is also out of this world good.
We gotta check it out.
Apollonia hates RJ City, and I think it's great.
I find him a little obnoxious.
They're just like, why is he so rude to all of these people? That's the point.
Yeah. Joe writes, I heard that the AEW Heels website is being overhauled. That might be the new name. Much better.
Yeah.
Honestly,
God, yeah.
AEW Heels is punny.
Yeah.
It's cute. But I don't like it.
It's too gendered. Sorry.
It's too gendered.
I mean, I know that I understand women. It's all elite women, and that makes sense. But like, as a woman, I don't want to just be like,
I'm
heels.
more than a heel.
Yeah. Right.
Mose writes, rebrand of AEW Heels, perhaps. We're on the same page, friends. We're all on it. Joe said it. Mose said it. Joe says, Roy, do you have something against Gargano? He can run circles around your boy Kingston. Oh my God.
Do you understand that Eddie Kingston, Johnny Gargano would actually have like an absolute classic because they're both really good at their own things, and I bet that they have. And if I find that match, Joe, I'm gonna strap you to a chair and make you watch it. Okay.
That's you and Joe having a stare down. I
also I like Gargano. I have no problem with Gargano at all.
Hex Infinity says Kingston promo greater than Gargano promo.
Thank you.
Gargano nice though. No, he's not.
Gargano
no, thank
nice.
you. Hex Infinity's in the chat.
God damn
There it is.
There we are. Brooklyn Bleak says, I'm hoping for Forbidden Door DLC packs for wrestlers from different organizations down the line.
Wow.
I doubt it, but don't doubt it, friend. That's a possibility.
That is
a possibility.
Give me Takeshita.
But it's going to happen. Well, Ring of Honor, of course. TNT, of course. Legends from those DDT. DDT and the working relationships that they may have with other people. Impact, I'm sure the Good Brothers.
That's a good point. Let's not forget about the Legends, because you know who's in the game. Owen Hart is in the game.
Owen Hart, Sting.
Sting is
very exciting.
Yeah, Sting is in the game. You probably all versions of Sting, I'd assume.
Honestly, maybe Brett.
Not impossible. Well, he signed some weird contract with the WWE, so probably not.
A lot of people sign weird contracts with the WWE. Brett does a lot of things he shouldn't be doing. Joe writes, Gargano's underappreciated promo. He has done some great heel work in NXT. He did some okay pre-tapes.
By the time he was a heel, I was no longer paying any attention. Can you see this picture?
I love it. I love it so much.
Have you seen it to you? No, I found it.
Oh, I thought I should have sent it to you. Bret Hart ordered from Starbucks and they put bread. He loves it. Bret Hart. It's so funny. Just like Brad Jefferson. That's my name on PlayStation. You should find me.
I have a PlayStation 4, so I can't.
We can play Fortnite together.
Is that true? 4 and 5? They interact with each other?
Yeah.
Well, that means if I get the AEW game for 4, we could play each other?
Maybe. We have to find out.
Yeah.
Troy Fusilier.
Hey,
Jr.
Troy's here. Troy, you were here last week? Happy to see you again.
Good seeing you, Troy. Good seeing you, Troy. Troy says, I missed this episode of AEW. Dang, Troy.
We're filling you in. This was a good one. We're talking about it. We're flying fast and loose on this show. We're like
Jesus Christ.
30 minutes into the show.
Hex Infinity says, hey, AEW is great. I should check it out more.
You should. They're fun.
Joe writes, and it will be a great match because of Gargano. Duh, him versus Eddie. Come on, wait, Daddy chill. Mose writes, this LLW episode feels like a 7-star night.
Oh my gosh. We're just hanging out. This week's AEW, the one that just happened, that's really nice, was Regal. So I want to see Regal in RJ City. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds a lot of fun. But we have to keep moving, Roy.
Yeah, we gotta keep moving.
We're gonna talk about this real quick. Sammy and Ty are getting married.
What a funny little video that they did. Yeah. Lean into it. Lean into being hated, and they're doing it.
And the announcer's like, "Be mad," which was really fun.
Yeah.
Also, I think this would be very intelligent of them if they did this. If this was all a work.
And they're not married.
Maybe they're dating, but they're like not getting married. Like they're like, why don't they just post it on Instagram and we're gonna get married and we're not gonna do it on TV, so they think it's real. And then they do this thing, and then there's a divorce next year. Like that would be awesome.
Why? What's the story?
Like a full story of like a couple falling hard in love, fast and hard. Their progression to being this disgusting, obnoxious Tommy Lee, Pamela Anderson, licking each other, all this stuff, being each other's worst enemies. And then eventually they just kind of like they hate each other.
Yeah.
And I could see matches like
between the two of them.
Ty and Sammy would be a great time.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
Tastefully.
I'm open. Well, you got to be careful about that. I don't know if they're capable of doing that tastefully. Those two specifically.
True. Troy writes, did Gargano debut or something? I don't know. No, he did
not.
No,
he's just Joe's just obsessed with Johnny Gargano.
There's a few people in the chat that are obsessed with Gargano, and I disagree with them. He's fine. Troy writes, or are y'all just debating? Debating.
Debates.
Brooklyn Bleak says speculating because next week Raw in his hometown. That's what the speculation is. I want DIY to come back. Honestly, I think they need a tag team division again, and that's one that could help build it. Yeah. I was just listening to We're Live Pal, and they were talking about that very same thing.
Love We're Live Pal.
We're fans of them, and I hope they're fans of us. Shout out if you are. Next up, we have Ricky, the Ricky recap.
Yeah,
the Ricky Starks recap, and Team Taz. What is it? Taz says he has an update on it.
Yeah, I thought he did so well here, and it made me miss Taz's promos that he used to cut when Team Taz was at its peak. He's such a good talker.
This is for the best.
Yeah, It is for the best, but I wish, because the thing is, like, Ricky's going to be a babyface. Hook's like a forever babyface as of now.
But for Team Taz has disbanded. Right. Team Taz is no more. Taz has said on commentary, the team is no longer functioning. He's no longer associated with Hobbs, Starks, or Hook. And I guess he's just going to be mainstay on commentary.
Yeah, which is, I mean, he's so good. He's so good. He's clearly having the most fun he's had in like 15 years.
Yeah.
And he's just having a great time. So I think he should stay there. I think that's an excellent use of Taz, keeping him on commentary for Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those three guys don't need him. They don't need him anymore.
No.
So
they've gone past it. Yeah. And it's better for everyone. They could grow. We get a match, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ren Jones. Ren Jones. I like that name, honestly.
Yeah. He might be in the chat tonight.
Hey, Ren, holler at us if you're here. Yeah. But Powerhouse destroys him to death.
Him. Yeah.
And then Ricky comes out. Okay, tell me what you think of this, Roy. Ricky comes out, running out to kind of like disrupt, because Powerhouse, he's going to kind of go after him the way he went after him, starts beating him down, gets pushed to the side. The ref kind of gets in the way, but he runs at him, gets immediately spine buster.
Love it.
And Powerhouse leaves. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am, because he's going to be like a scrappy, like, fight from the bottom babyface. So, and I like the way they did it. Like, it's not like Powerhouse took over and hit him with the spine buster. Powerhouse just used Ricky's own momentum to hit him with the spine buster. If anything, Powerhouse outsmarted him.
And it's not like he was winded from that match. He was a pretty quick one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. I just kind
and
of
his new entrance ruled too. Powerhouse's new entrance with the fucking thing that came up, and
I missed that
on his knees. Great new entrance. It was fantastic.
I missed that, but I'm excited for it. I don't know if I like this as Ricky's first thing back since that promo last week. Immediately getting dropped.
Yeah.
I kind of like maybe give him a week, give him a week off, and then have him do this run in the following week, just to give him a little space, let it sit, let people want to see him. Like his pop would have been that much more,
Sure. Not incorrect, but I think people are ready. People want to see him now. We've been waiting for over a year to see Ricky on a semi-consistent basis doing something that matters. So, like, personally, I'm just ready to go. I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree, but I'm just ready. I want to see Ricky on my television every week.
Mm-hmm. Joe writes, Moses getting spicy tonight. Muy caliento, as Senor Sting would say. Brett says, Turb says, I want Ricky pushed to the goddamn moon. Same. Dude is so good. Troy writes, did Serena Deeb have a match on the card today? No, she did not. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, she did not. They forgot about her again. Hex Infinity says, Hobbs greater than Ricky. All right, calm down.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate
we're all
what you're saying.
Our opinions. I get it.
Okay. Well, it's not a terrible opinion, but I just don't want to get into like Eddie Ricky is not good territory.
Yeah. Okay.
Powerhouse.
There was always a place at the table for Powerhouse.
Oh, I'd feed him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's what I would do at the table. Right. Brooklyn Bleak says nope.
In all capital letters?
No, all lowercase. Brooklyn Bleak says Ricky's punches look kind of legit. Lol. I think Brooklyn Bleak was responding to Hex Infinity.
Well, I think he might have like busted.
Hit him right in the mouth.
Powerhouse, yeah.
Got Powerhouse right in the mouth. Hex Infinity says, well, it's a receipt for last week's fucking clothesline to the back of his neck. Yeah. Hex Infinity says Hobbs spinebusters are clean. Yeah, very clean.
They are.
Good
They're
stuff.
the best in the business right now.
I really think so. Mo says Stokely faction is replacing Team Taz. Well, just another faction. I don't think there's any direct thoughts on replacing. We'll talk about that in a second.
Oh my god.
Troy Fusilier says facts. I'm not sure which part you're saying facts, but I like that you're saying facts. Hey, Troy.
Got to back each other up here.
Tony writes, Hobbs needs to hook up with that black manager guy. All right, now.
Who said that?
Stokely. Tony said this. Tony Khan, you need to calm down. His name is Stokely.
You got to know your talent's name.
You know his name is Stokely. Tony says, can't remember his name. You hired him.
Yeah, come on, Tony Khan. Stokely Hathaway.
Mo says lull-based. Lull-based?
I think based is a thing that people say now.
Oh, cool.
But I don't know what it means.
Let us know, Mose. Troy says, hey, Tony Khan is here. Well, believe me, we know. Screams boom as soon as he gets in. He thinks he's Adam Cole.
He thinks he's Dynamite. You know, the Dynamite just went off. He said boom.
That's what he's doing.
Doing.
My God. Brooklyn Bleak says, yeah, I was saying Arn Anderson wishes his son had Hobbs Spinebuster.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. His size, his speed, his agility, his personality. Did Arn Anderson wrestle on Ric Flair's last match?
No.
I fell asleep.
We have
like 2 or 3 matches in. I gotta watch the main event. I gotta watch Ric Flair's actual last.
And honestly, that's the only thing I really need to watch.
Whoa! I have to watch Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu.
I thought so too. Brooklyn Bleak says, "Lol." Stokely Hathaway. Tony says, "Yeah, him." He. Troy says, "Tony Khan, come on now." Troy says, "Serena Deep is one of my favorites. I don't know why." Oh, I know why.
Yeah,
I know why. She's amazing. Thank you so much,
Troy. Here.
Quack. Brooklyn Bleak says, I don't know. Tony forgot Gresham's name in that promo. Lol. Did Tony Khan forget Gresham's name?
What a bonehead.
Fucking dummy. Troy writes, Ric Flair's last match was uncomfortable. Yeah, it was. That's a really good. We'll talk about it soon. We're going to talk about it soon. We have to get going. Here. Because we have Miro in the back and he's talking about stuff. He's like, who can he trust?
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Good. I think for all of these like promos that like it started with like Bray Wyatt always cutting these like nonsensical promos, and now Malachi is also mostly saying nonsense. Miro's like in the same vein, but Miro at least always makes sense to me.
I'd honestly rather them not on the show than have every show with a similar promo, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. I like just have a week off. So then when you do that again, then I'm like, oh, what are they going to say? If you're saying the same thing as last week, essentially, what are you doing besides having me be bored with you in some manner?
Right.
I don't think they're bad. None of them are bad. They're not bad promos, you know, the Miro ones. It's just,
but there's it doesn't feel like you're moving anything forward.
Yeah. Wasted motion. Yeah. We got Darby Allin saying that he's asked Tony Khan to bring Brody King in. He's the one who asked him to bring him in, or something like that. Yeah. And he's just like he writes something on his hand about dropping the coffin drop on Brody King, burying
him or something. Yeah, well,
and I'm excited for the match. This was just whatever to me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Jim Ross comes out. Yeah. Ross comes out. And what we get?
JR impression.
You know what kind of match we get next?
An old school barn burner.
I think so. Christian versus Matt Hardy.
Yeah, it was a good match.
It was a good match.
This is good use for me. Oh, Matt Hardy from now on should only be wrestling people that he wrestled when he was younger. People that he trusts, people that he feels comfortable with, people that'll work his speed. And that's Christian, and they had a great match.
Oh, I think, I don't even think worked his speed. I think Christian went into overtime, into like what he was doing for Matt.
Yeah.
Like he gave him so much. There's this part where he's just throwing himself around because Matt wasn't there yet. So he's just like, I'll trip myself. And he trips himself. And because Matt was in the vicinity, it just worked. Like he's working circles around, made Matt look great throughout the match, even though Matt was standing still for a lot of it.
Most of it. Yeah.
But like Matt could still do his stuff well. He could still do sit out moves really well. Can't drop those legs anymore, poor guy. But the elbow drops are fine.
Yeah, he ate shit on that table.
Oh my God. Well, let's talk about that. Christian tries to run around the ring, but Matt takes it to him. And then this is an off night for JR, I wrote. Real off night for me.
Well, what's an on night, you know? Sometimes
when he's excited, he's with it. This thing, everything he said or tried to say took forever.
Yeah.
It's just like I could hear Excalibur be calling moves under his breath. He's like, Christian does running knee into the steps, which I really liked.
Yeah, that was really cool. Another good example of like an old school pro who knows that the camera's going to be right in his face, so he did his best to sell it and be ready. It was good.
His face on the stairs, just like.
Yeah,
like breathing heavy, really good.
Really
good. Fun competitive match. Matt grabs a table, puts Christian on it, goes for the elbow and misses, eats total shit. And then the Imperator for the win. Great job.
Yeah, great job.
Afterwards, Christian grabs 2 chairs, about to do the concerto deal. Little played. Out comes Luchasaurus with his cool entrance music. I'm curious. And then Jungle Boy comes out, stops, what's his face?
In a shirt that says Christian is a pussy.
Cool. Cool.
Because he's a badass now. He's edgy.
I would have loved for Luchasaurus to come out and then stop at the entranceway and be like, maybe I shouldn't do anything. Because like be conflicted because we haven't seen Luchasaurus turn on Christian.
Right. 100%.
And so this would have been a good opportunity to be like, oh, when we do fight, Luchasaurus is going to not be involved. You know,
they're going to save this. My prediction is they're going to save this for the pay-per-view. Christian's going to beat Jungle Boy in their first match because Luchasaurus is going to turn on Jungle Boy.
Oh, I hope so. Actually, I really hope that. And I do really want Christian to kind of be like, come to me. And the Jungle Boy's no, come to me.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like that last
he has a little
in
dinosaur
Airbud.
in his pocket. Yeah, it's Air Bud. It's 100% Airbud.
Yeah.
And you keep bacon treats in your pocket. That's when Luchasaurus comes to you. But we have some comments here. Tony writes Ric Flair's last. Oh, we already said that. Joe writes Ric Flair is uncomfortable. That's very funny. Brooklyn Bleak says you didn't like the card for Flair's last match, part 6. The card looked great,
but you didn't like any of the matches. I don't know.
Look at it. It's like
I liked the first match. I watched the opening match and I really.
The opening match was okay. It was like everything was okay.
Yeah.
It felt like honestly, it felt rather than it felt like a big. Like ECW one night stand style, like open the door. This is everyone's gonna be a banger. I mean, this was like nuts. A TV match. This felt like a TV show. It felt like good matches, not great. Yeah. A lot of short matches. It just. But we get some here. Mose writes bad tattoo ideas. There's a lot of out there. You got to be specific. Brooklyn Bleak says the Wolves versus Machine Guns and AAA 4 stood way out, but the women's match could have been something if it wasn't the accident. Yeah.
There's an accident?
You'll see. Mose says this match exceeded expectations, but I don't need to see it again.
Christian versus Matt Hardy.
Yeah, but like nobody wants to see it again.
Yeah,
like,
I think we're good
for what it was.
We did it.
And Joe writes, Ric Flair's last match, part 50. Surprisingly, the only thing left of Flair in 50 years was his liver. Surprisingly.
I saw a fake promo for Ric Flair's last match 2 next year, and it's Ric Flair versus Nick Gage. I'm in.
That's very funny. But did you hear what Flair said after the match?
I thought he said he was good.
He's like, I don't know how many more I have of these. What are you saying?
None.
You didn't have this one. Yeah. I'll tell you later.
He literally passed out in the middle of the ring during the match.
You have to see it first.
I gotta watch it.
Hex Infinity says AAA is greater than AEW. I haven't really watched, so I don't know.
Hex Infinity, where are you from? Where are you at?
Hex Infinity, give us some info on you.
Is AAA your home promotion?
Is that your home promotion? Troy writes, Ric Flair equals Mega Chad. Who's Mega Chad?
I think we've talked. That's like a Mega Chad. Isn't that an incel thing? Like, well-adjusted dudes are Mega Chads.
But is that what does that mean? Like, is that like saying he's a good guy or a bad guy? Is
bad
he an
guy.
incel?
Bad guy to incels. Bad guy to incels.
Stupid.
And that is true. An incel would look at Ric Flair and fucking hate him because he drinks and gets laid.
But then they like him after the dark side of the ring because like everyone hates you now.
Yeah, and like, oh, you treat women like shit, so we like you.
Yeah. Brooklyn Bleak says he apologized and I hoped it was okay. He apologized and hoped it was okay. He also said he did apologize, but he also said Flair after the match. You have to see it. We can't
Wait,
stop
he
talking
apologized for what?
You have to see the match. We can't talk about it.
Did he poop himself? I'm sorry, I pooped myself in the ring. I don't know.
Joe writes, he also told Andrade that he passed out. Come on now. We have to start talking about Ric Flair's match.
We got to keep rolling.
We have to get back to this. Because what happens? What happens next? A whole bunch of nothing. I'm just joking.
Hey.
Daniel Garcia says
promo.
He's going to slay the dragon again. That's fine. It was fine.
Great promo. Great.
You're going to say great. It was a good promo.
Yeah, it was great for him.
I guess we could do the learning curve. You're like, oh, that's a great job for you. You got a C+.
I'm sorry. You're talking about the greatest technical sports entertainer in the history of the business.
My bad.
Put some respect on that name.
I'm taking respect right on it. Slather on. Ethan Page starts screaming things for a little bit.
I like this.
So Ethan Page starts screaming things like, what? Just screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah.
Stokely Hathaway comes out immediately, gets in the ring immediately. Immediately. And Ethan Page is like, I'm not done talking yet. And faces the other way the entire time so he could get all his shit in.
Yeah.
And then turns around. Stokely looks like an idiot. But then Stokely says, what are you doing? Pretty upset, honestly. Probably pretty upset because he's just like, you're making me look like an idiot. Not my fault. And then hands him a card. What do you make of this?
I like this. I think Stokely needs a group. I think Stokely's so funny and so good at what he does that he needs to be on TV more. And I think this is the right place for him. And this also eliminates Dan Lambert. Bye, Dan. Yeah. I'm good. It's good. You had a good run. Stokely Hathaway. The only thing they're screwing up here is that they need to give Stokely a mic. Like, let him talk. Let him talk more. He will not disappoint.
I kind of I hope they don't do another group. I want Stokely to have individuals in his roster, you know?
Sure.
I kind of like that. Yeah. I kind of like the idea of like, if we have another group, then it kind of just fades in. But no, he's managing a few people, and sometimes they cross paths and sometimes he groups them together. But for the most part, I'm doing the thing. But I just hope it's leaning more towards that way, right?
I agree with that. Because if you think about it, like I don't think they're including Jade, but if he had Jade and Lee and Paige and then a couple other guys, it's fun, man. That's fun. That's good use for him.
We have Hex Infinity saying, when you ask where you from, California boy, PWG, Lucha Underground vet. Oh, you remember a certain fella named Johnny Amundo?
Oh my God.
Kicked me in the face. I have video footage of it. And Roy and I went to some Lucha Underground events in Austin.
You threw me into the chairs because you were so outraged.
I was so outraged, and I threw He Who Shall Not Be Named against the wall, and he oversold it.
Yeah, I got that right.
Yeah. We got that. Tony writes, Red, he don't know what a Chad is.
Who said that, Joe?
Tony Khan.
Tony Khan.
Brooklyn Bleak says, I shouldn't laugh, but Andrade putting on no more talking about Brooklyn Bleak. You're going to spoil it for Roy.
What did it say?
I'm not going to say.
Oh, come on.
It's a spoiler. Sorry, Brooklyn Bleak, but we have to save Roy from spoilers. Troy writes, Jeff Jarrett back, relevant, I guess. It was. We'll talk about it. Joe writes, Ethan was critical of AEW of Twitter for being barely used. Who knew that would get him TV time? Okay.
I think I would. I mean, Tony Khan listens to everything everyone says on Twitter. So, but
he also did a good job. Just to say about Ethan Page, he did a good. I liked his talk about like, you're not buying my merchandise, you're buying this and whatever bullshit Eddie Kingston says, which was really funny because it is true. Most of what comes out of his mouth is gibberish. Mose writes, Ethan actually might have slightly gotten over, but we are looking at sub MJF story. Yeah, it's a kind of a similar story. Yeah, they're just like.
Yeah, whatever.
You know,
yeah, but that's okay.
Brooklyn Bleak says eventual Smart Mark versus Stokely faction wars down the line. Well, actually, maybe.
Sure. Maybe. Why not?
I would love to see them in a match. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Stokely Hathaway versus Smart Mark would be really funny.
Really funny. Brett Pendleton says, did Stokely leave the baddies? Did I miss that? No, he's just expanding his horizons. Right. Exactly. And also realizing that Jade with the title is no fun. So he's just like, I don't want to be here. We should keep moving on. We should probably talk about 2.0's nipples, right? Yeah. Because they sure wanted to talk about it. Magic Daddick loves saying, you know what gets my nipples hard? You know what gets them rock solid? And then Angelo says something about something, and then Anna Jay starts talking. And
I love this. You don't like this? It's so silly. We know it's silly. It's supposed to be silly. It is. The fact that she just starts screaming, I'll choke you out, and I'll choke you out. And then she chokes out some jabron. Fantastic. Really funny. I'm not saying it's like good heel work, but it's far more entertaining than anything she's ever done, ever, on AEW television. And I just want to be entertained at the end of the day.
That's true. And
Anna JAS, entertaining.
She's doing something different, which is nice.
And it's like a very sports entertainment-y. It's very Jericho Appreciation site. It's very 2.0. It's over the top. It's goofy, but it's a heel. It's great. It fits really well with what's going on.
I'll take it. I'm being maybe a little too critical. But then we get what I thought should have been the main event. I think it should have been the main event.
Yeah.
Gun Club versus the Acclaimed. Gun Club. This is a main event match. I'm sorry.
It's a dumpster match. The first ever dumpster match in the history of AEW.
It should have been. And also it's two guys that haven't ever main evented, that have been in a feud that's been around for a couple months now, or in a story that's been around for a couple months. Wheeler and Jericho, that should have been the end of the first hour.
Yeah.
That's what
an
that
interesting
should
thought. Really interesting thought.
But we get the Gun Club coming out, and they're walking out. They're wearing their best, what they think dumpster people wear. Sanitary
garbage
folk,
men.
Sanitary folk. And Bowens attacks Billy from behind, beats the shit out of him, and then he has this trash can and just starts going to fucking town on the Gun Club's heads. Really fun.
I like one of them ran. I think it was the first one, the tall one. Colton ran at him and he screamed, "Eat shit!" and threw the garbage can at him.
Yeah,
which was great.
And then Max Caster does a rap while they're late unconscious. Mentions Vince McMahon retiring, which is good. A few good zingers about more positive than Coviden's Joe test.
Yeah.
I think I just made a right-wing meme. Coviden.
Oh, let's leave that one alone.
Yeah. Hopefully. Oh my God. Roy.
Oh my God. Here we go. Is Vince McMahon in the chat?
Bretman Pendleton says the Acclaimed and the Ass Boys are my favorite feud in wrestling right now. They are. They should have been the main event. Brett says they are both so over my household. Same here, friend. We have Tony Khan in the chat.
Oh my God.
This one's Tony Khan. This one's straight up Tony Khan with a T. Hey guys, what's going on? Please love me in my show. I need validation to survive. I don't know if this is Tony Khan or one of Tony Khan's bots that he has on here, because I'm pretty sure Boom Tony is the real Tony Khan. Hex Infinity says 2 Tonys. What? Joe says love the Acclaimed. Interesting. Very quick response there. So it's almost like they couldn't have done it. Brett says this new Tony Khan account is obviously a Triple H burner account. Beat it, Hunter. Turbs, you got it. You did. You got it. Yeah, we see right through you, Tony Khan. Or shall I say, Paul Levesque Khan. We have to keep going, Roy. We have to keep going.
I loved in this match there were some direct honorings of the original dumpster match, the powerbomb spot. The New Age Outlaws did that to Terry Funk. One of them jumping out of the dumpster with the cookie sheets. That was another direct shout out to that original WrestleMania match. There might have been more, but those are the only 2 that I caught.
It was definitely, they fell a little short, a little rushed, because there was I wish this was at the end, because they threw the Acclaimed in immediately and they stopped them from closing the cage. I thought that was a little weird, but it did. What was great about this match made Gun Club look great.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Gun Club looked like $1 million. Acclaimed did a great job of making them look like a serious threat for the first time.
Yeah.
I've never seen them look like they've never seen like they looked like a threat unless Billy Gunn was there too.
Yeah.
So,
and I love that they took Billy out early. He wasn't involved in the match. I like that it was the 4 of them. I think everybody came out looking better in this match. It's a good point. Although I agree with you, it did feel like there could have been like a little bit more of something, and I don't know what, but
AEW loves a little bit more of something.
Yeah.
What would have made it a little bit more something is giving it maybe 5 extra minutes, and at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Having so basically Austin climbs up the tunnel, and he's about to jump on old David Bowens there. Is it Anthony Bowens, not
David Bowens. That's
David
funny.
Bowie. That's very funny. Yeah. Anthony Bowens, and then he gets off, and then who's behind him? But Max Caster, and Max Caster pushes him off, and he falls into the dumpster with a big poof cloud of peanuts.
Also, those peanuts are another direct callback to the old dumpster match as well, because those dumpsters were also filled with peanuts.
I don't think that the peanuts is the best visual.
You don't think so? Because remember when Cactus did an elbow off the Titantron into one of those dumpsters, and the peanuts flew everywhere.
Yeah, one would be a better visual even for them, but like especially now with the technology, baby powder. Load that shit with baby powder and have a bunch of debris float up when you land. Sure. Like having the packing peanuts makes me like, oh, They are so cushioned in there.
Well, the package, the peanuts, I think, were a choice directly
for that bit,
honoring what was.
Yeah, I get it. But we get that, and then they have the table with Austin on it or Colton.
Colton was
and
on it.
Max Caster was at a weird angle.
And the table ended up moving closer than where it was originally. That was
too close
really
to the dumpster.
Yeah.
Too close to the dumpster. And even up there, he's just like, he's hyping himself up. He's just like, fuck. Yeah. He said that, and then he jumped. Beautiful elbow. Beautiful mic drop.
It ended up working out really well. Yeah.
Throw him in. They got the winners. Great match. And then they pushed the thing off the stage, which was really cool.
Unbelievably scary. And the reason for that is because they zip tied, right? They zip tied the lid so it wouldn't come open, but the zip ties broke. As soon as the dumpster flipped, the zip ties broke, and you could kind of see a little bit of a body when it flipped. I hope they're okay. I really hope they're okay.
Well, the trick in there is there's handles.
Okay.
They have handles to hold on to. That's what they did with the Cactus and Terry Funk one.
I hope that's the same. I hope it's the same.
I hope so. I hope they read Foley's book. But really cool spot. Mo's right. Hex Infinity says, we already got that. Mo's right. 7 stars. Thank you so much, Mose. I'm going to assume you're talking about us. Tony Khan, the Triple H burner account. No, anyone that gives me negative comments that isn't a bot. John Busman writes, have we talked about Darby and Brody having each other's names tattooed? That he put cry eyes and hearts everywhere. It's very sweet. It is very sweet. Very sweet. Wait, that was a tattoo on his hand?
Was that real? See, I didn't know. They said that the announcer said it was a real tattoo, but I didn't buy that it was. But if it is, sure.
I don't agree with tattoos on the hands.
You don't agree with palm tattoos?
It just goes away in like fucking 5 years.
Right.
It's just silly. Tony, maybe that's why he got it. He's just like, it's gonna be gone in 5 years. Tony Khan writes Tony Khan writes 2. So Triple H burner account Tony Khan writes 2 Turbs. I wish I was Triple H. He's so beefy and better than me in every way. I love him so much that I modeled AEW after NXT.
And Triple H modeled NXT after Ring of Honor. So
this is definitely Triple H talking. Brett Pendleton says, I bet there were bike helmets in the dumpster for them. Yeah, that actually makes sense as well. Brett writes, resident tattoo here. It surely wasn't real. Thank you so much, Turbs. They're in there, baby.
Turby, when are you going to tattoo? Let's go. Come to Austin, tattoo me. Let's go. I'm ready. Red's going to be there.
I'm thinking about getting a tattoo every single day. I'm thinking about it. And once I start, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Turby, how many tattoos will you give me for free? There has to be a number that you can give me. Name any number, and I'll do it for free.
Love it. Fantastic.
If you would allow it. I just can't afford shit. We have to keep moving, Roy, because we're pushing it.
I will pay you for the record, Turby.
Roy will pay you for our tattoos. Yes.
For our tattoos. Yes.
Thank you so much, Roy. They started talking about Ric Flair's last match on here.
Yeah, because they brought up Mansoor.
So what? So that wasn't a match at the pay-per-view for a match against John Moxley, right? It was just
I was probably. I guess that's how they painted it, right? Like, it was a match for a spot. No, that's not true. Because he outlasted X number of people, 18, 19 other people, whatever it is. Now Tony Khan noticed that and was like, well, I'll give you an opportunity on Friday to fight John Moxley. And if you can beat John Moxley, well, then you'll get a shot at Moxley's title, a title eliminator. He's not going to win.
So I don't know much about Vance Warner.
Mansoor.
Is he good?
He's okay.
I don't like him talking.
He's going to have a good match against Moxley.
Okay.
They'll work well together.
They'll work well, probably.
He is in the upper echelon of GCW talent, in my opinion.
Oh.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not like a world beater, but like, he's better than some of the other people on that card.
Sure. Okay. I'll take it.
He's got a good personality and he's got a lot of presence.
He's better than Nick Gage. So I just know he is. It's a fact. When Nick Gage fought Chris Jericho, Mance Warner, however good he was better than that version of Nick Gage. Nick Gage may have been at one time, but the version we've had since COVID, whenever we've seen him on TV, has been bad.
As an in-ring product. In-ring product. But as an overall entertainer, Nick Gage wins.
Turb says, I have no connections in Texas yet, sadly. Well, you do. Roy's right there. I'll give you exactly 2 for free, probably. A real one and an LLW Galaxy tat.
Wow. I would get an LLW Galaxy tat.
I would love an LLW Galaxy tat.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone that joined the Patreon, you're getting LLW Galaxy tats. Have we closed that down yet?
No. And then
we got to close down
just rolled over.
What?
Well, whatever. Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it later. We'll roll out some content for everybody who's
check out the last segment of last weekly Wrestle, please, for all Patreon subscribers. We have to take that off of the thing.
I got to figure it out.
Okay, we have to talk. But we got that. And the main event of the night.
Yeah,
main event of the night. We're here. Oh, we're here. It's Wheeler Yuta versus Chris Jericho. Man, it was a great match.
Great match.
Jericho had his working boots on. Made Wheeler Yuta look amazing.
Yeah. And Yuta just knows how to work with anybody at this point. Like, he's really getting really, really good. And this was like a perfect setup for the reintroduction of the Lionheart character, because he was wrestling. Jericho is a big time wrestler tonight. And it showed. You got distracted by what's going on in the chat.
No, I was a big time wrestler. I did get distracted because Joe wrote, you can keep my $5 for August. Lol. Yeah, but what about the other thousands of people that subscribe, Joe? Jeez, come on. But yeah, did a great job. And I'm happy for Jericho that he's able to do that. But even though he did win, so let's talk about that.
One with the Lion Tamer, the original Lion Tamer, not the Walls of Jericho.
It was the real Lion Tamer. I'm trying to think. Like, I wrote hard fought. We go Yuta
Claudio being there briefly.
Smart use of Claudio, because he got out there just even the odds. 2.0 got kicked out, and instead of him being kicked out, he's just like, that's all I needed to do.
Right.
That's all I need to do. And then he shushes them away, which was really sweet. Just does that to them and jackhammers them away. But then this great spot where Yuta goes for the Regal stretch, and God, does he help him. He's not strong enough to stretch that concrete body of Chris Jericho's.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho's not limber anymore.
No.
And so you have to really torque that neck.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't do it. But without hurting Jericho.
Right.
And then Jericho goes to grab the bat. He grabs it. Aubrey sees it, takes it away as soon as she turns around. In perfect timing, kicks him square in the nuts. And a great kick it was.
Yeah.
That's
a pro kick.
Locks in the Lion Tamer and makes him tap. And the Lion Tamer kneeling on the back of his neck.
Yeah. Really
good stuff. Holds it in. Then Mox comes out. And Jericho gets in the mic. He's just like, you're going to get the Lion Tamer, and I'm going to stretch the shit out of you. It was great.
Yeah. I'm excited for this match. I think it's going to be great. I think it'll be fun.
I'm very excited. Like, AEW's bringing it.
They're bringing it.
Like, WWE is it's slowly bringing it. Yeah. Starting to bring it. Dog.
There is a possibility that there's just going to be 2 good wrestling companies that are on television every week.
I have to watch NXT this week. I want to see if there's any changes. Who knows? NXT is going to be the one that changes most dramatically. Literally, the talent that's going to be brought in right now will all be Triple H hires. All of them.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever new talent they're getting in, they're Triple H approved, and Triple H likes what he did in NXT. That's his.
Sure.
That's his.
Sure. But he's not in control of NXT. Sean is.
Oh, he's in control of all creative. He's in control of all talent relations. He's in control of it all, baby.
Oh my God! Why is suddenly Triple H the savior? Like, I don't understand why we're just considering Triple H the savior. Because you also understand that NXT wasn't good. The last year, their weekly TV shows, the stories weren't good. The matches were still good. The matches were still fine.
I have an answer for you. They were poached by the main roster. They were poached by the main roster for a few years.
What are you talking about?
NXT. their biggest wrestlers were poached by. They were poached by.
That wasn't.
That's part of it because also Triple H didn't have hiring capacity. Triple H didn't pick these people then. He had to deal with, now I got LA Park. And now I got this fucking guy. And now I get this in charge
of that? You don't think he had say in hiring LA Park? LA Park still got a job. No, first of all,
I'm sure his word
LA Park, it's LA Knight. LA Park is La Parka. It's LA Knight.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. I was with you.
LA Knight. Oh yeah, LA Knight. But you know what I mean? Like the thing is like it's like he didn't have he could suggest people. He could be like, I really like this guy. But at the end of the day, they were trying to change NXT with him there or not. And it showed with how the people that were brought in and the people that were gotten rid of. Then once he left, then they're just like, now we could get our greedy little hands on it.
All I'm saying is like once it went to USA and they had to go up against AEW, they still had so much talent on that roster. They had Gargano, they had Ciampa, they had Swerve, they had Trevor Lee, they had Keith Lee, they had all these guys. But their storytelling just wasn't good. It just wasn't as good. Everything felt rushed. Everything was messy. The entire pandemic era was just like kind of drab. And now we might be getting a lot of comments where people are like, that's not true, which is fair.
Also, you have to keep in mind, it's the pandemic era. So the thing is,
AEW was still good through the pandemic.
Because AEW had one show to focus on during the pandemic.
So did NXT.
No. WWE had 8 shows to focus on.
Triple H had no responsibilities on the main roster.
Oh no! I think once everything went down, all hands on deck for the main ones, and NXT got left out in the lurch. I think Triple H was doing a lot of jobs, not just NXT during. I'm certain of.
I'm sure, but no one else. And he had writers. He wasn't alone when writing NXT. He had a crew of writers with him. It's a small crew.
Yeah, but unless you have your hands in the sauce and you're able to choose the things, you're being directed. You're being directed.
Come on.
He's directed.
Come off it.
He's directed. What you just said is NXT really suffered when COVID happened. Yeah, the world suffered.
Yeah, of course the world suffered, but there's no excuse. It's no excuse. Look, you have all the money in the world. You have everything at your disposal. You can do whatever you want. You have your own performance center to make whatever you want to make out of it, and that's what you did. And you have your talent. If you had put together proper testing protocols, a bunch of people wouldn't have gotten sick, and you would have had better access to your entire roster throughout the early part of the pandemic.
Not Triple H's fault. You're saying like all these. It's not his fault. He's not in charge of HR. He was not.
I'm just saying. I understand that he's a savior.
NXT was really great up until COVID. And then when COVID happened, the audience left, so they no longer had that feedback.
The audience had already left.
Come on now.
I'm just saying, look at the ratings. Look at the ratings for the first few months of Dynamite versus NXT. Dynamite was doing between 850 to 1 million viewers, and NXT was doing 600,000. And that's what they've done consistently.
Look at all the people that were taken from the main to the main roster in that time.
Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here with that.
Look at all the people.
Look at the cards. All I'm saying is, look. Adam Cole was there the entire time. Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era were there.
Yeah, because they're the losers, bland toast, milk.
Johnny Gargano was always there. The people that everybody loves in NXT.
Our Sami Zayn's and our Kevin
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have been on the main roster since 2015.
They were grabbed. I'm saying that you
Nakamura, Samoa Joe, all these guys were gone. They were long gone. I know. That's
exactly what I'm saying. Is that the fact that the NXT that we love, that was built from 2011 up until 2017, was poached entirely.
I loved NXT in 2018 and 19.
Yeah, but you loved it, but not as much as you did those years prior. Not as much as you did when Bayley and Sasha. Exactly.
But I loved Shayna Baszler, and I loved Io Shirai and Kairi Sane.
Imagine if they weren't poached, though. Imagine if there was. Listen, from
you're not fixing NXT. This doesn't fix NXT, which is what you're talking about.
Wait, what are you
talking about? NXT.
I am talking about NXT. Listen to me for. The NXT, because NXT was taken away, poached for years from 2016 up until 2018, when they're just like, well, you guys have Adam Cole. We really don't care about that guy. Oh, Johnny Gargano, keep that one too. So they had those guys, and then the pandemic hit. What are they going to work with, Roy? They got no one that could talk. They got no one that could do anything, and they just got bland milk toast guys.
Keith Lee?
Keith Lee's the exception, not the rule, Roy. exception, not the rule, and was grabbed as soon as they
Killer
could.
Cross?
Bye, Killer Cross. You were taken away. And for us, who the fuck cares? Get an entrance. No, so that's not a good argument, Roy. I'm just saying.
They brought Finn Balor back, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I know. They're like desperate. They need. Imagine if he never left. Imagine how great this show would have been if he never left and Sammy never left and Kevin never left and all those people didn't go up to there or leave out of frustration.
Yeah,
imagine that world.
It's just like
where Triple H, Triple H got
NXT
his cake.
really needs Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode should have stayed.
Bobby Roode's not a bad hand.
Oh my god,
not a bad hand.
About milquetoast. You want to talk about an entrance?
Do I want him to be the champion? No. Do I want him to have matches on the undercard? Sure. He's a great jobber. We have to talk about things.
We're done.
No, we have to finish these comments though.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Jesus. The LLW tat. You can keep my $5 okay, we have to really breeze through these. Brett Pendleton says every Mox interim defense is so boring to me. Feels like they just want to forget that that it's an interim belt. Jericho didn't mention a single time that it was an interim belt. I agree. It's embarrassing until Punk has a timetable, right?
Yeah. To a certain extent.
Brett says a lot here. Terry says a lot. Just that it was the AEW chip, which it is, but it isn't. I wish they would have just completely vacated the belt and made the title run legit. And they should have had Kyle O'Reilly win the vacated title. We all know this.
We all know that. That's true, Terps.
Joe writes, Jericho's amazing. I heard that the only good joke at the Ric Flair Fest roast was about his wife storming the Capitol.
Yeah, really
that was
funny.
very funny.
Very funny.
Joe writes, Michaels is going to do wonderful things for NXT. That's a great point.
He's been in charge of NXT since 2.0 started, and it's been garbage.
Brett says, NXT sucks, but Braun Breaker rocks, baby. The next Stone Cold motherfucker.
That's true. I don't know about the next Stone Cold, but Braun Breaker does rule.
He's got spice. Brett says, I said it. You damn did. Joe writes, Triple H was losing power, the old NXT regime, right around the time it started to falter. Interesting. Joe writes, I was listening to something recently where they made the point that AEW creative started to falter when Cody left. Interesting. I don't think it faltered. I disagree with that point.
Cody left, and then they the greatest whatever. It's fine.
Mose writes, Roy dropping bombs. Yes, stink bombs. Joe writes, stop hating on the game, Roy. Stop hating on Gargano. No, Joe.
I'm not hating on Gargano.
I am not
Red
Gargano.
You are the one shitting on Gargano. I'm not shitting. I'm saying Gargano was the heart and soul of that whole company. Of NXT, the brand, not the company.
That's interesting. Roy's bombs actually smell a lot like Gargano. Woodsy B says Ciampa, Gargano, Keith Lee, Dexter Loomis, Killer Cross, Baylor, Riddle, Pete Dunne were in NXT at the time. And guess where they went? Away they went.
When NXT was flailing, those guys were still on that show.
You're acting like they weren't taking away from it. I'm just saying. They were all those guys on the show, and those were all guys that weren't necessarily established. Imagine if they were wrestling guys that were established, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, that were champions and multi-time champions. You can't have. Are there any two-time NXT champions besides Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens? Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens.
Johnny Gargano, I believe, is a two-time champion.
Are you freaking serious,
and
bro?
so's Ciampa. Ciampa's at least a two-time champion, if not a three-time champion. Oh my God.
We have to get out of here. Poor Tam. He has to start his day.
Yeah.
We have this. Joe writes, and now he will be the heart and soul of WWE. Gargano, he's suggesting. Yeah. Hex Infinity writes, star, LLW.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much.
People love when we get spicy with each other, so we'll do it more often.
We're
gonna yell at each other when the show's over. We're gonna.
It seems all fun and games until Roy really hates
me. I love it. I think it's so funny.
I'm in the dog pound.
We both are.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Joe writes, it's well documented that Vince didn't like NXT in the last couple of years, didn't give him his talent. Truth Hex. Mose writes Truth Hex. That's true. Vince hated NXT. Okay, thank you all so much.
Hey, thank you so much. This was so fun.
Whether you like him and don't like him, is nothing you could do about him because he's number one. Whether you like him or don't like him, is nothing you can do about him because he's number one.
That's how we feel about The Miz. Thank you all so much for joining us. LLW, Galaxy, we love you. Let's check us out Saturday for the weekly wrestle.
Saturday, we'll be here. Got a lot to talk about. A lot of video game
talk. To talk about. All right. Thank you all so much, everyone. Roy, give us a countdown.
Hey, 5. Hey, 4. Hey, 3. Hey, 2.
Oh, wait,
hey,
wait. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, good
Bye.
Oh,